Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Today is a very different video than what I've done in the past for quite a while actually. Today is just a regular art video. Yay! As recording this, it is I think December 21st. Happy solstice, how fun. But we are preparing for Christmas because I haven't made a lot of my Christmas presents yet, and this is one of them I need to get done, and I thought, hey, why not make a video out of it while we're at it and join me for the process. So on screen, if I remember to show you, I have these two other portraits that I've done of our chickens. This is going to be a gift for my mom, and now I have two more portraits to do. We have 4 chickens in total. And I'll be using these reference pictures in order to finish the last two. So we're doing the gray one, the gray and black one, which is Charlotte, and then this other little cutie pie, which is Lulu. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So the other first two I did like a couple months ago. I cannot for the life of me remember the order of operations that I did those things in. I know that I used my Ohuhu markers as a base, and then I went in with my pencil crayons, which I'll go grab in a second, and then some white gel pen on top. And I think the only line art that I did for those portraits was for the eyes, which makes sense. And I think that's what we're gonna start with. I've already done like the base sketches. We're gonna start with Lulu because that is the easiest one to start off with, because I remember like the browns and stuff, and I haven't really worked with the grays and stuff just yet, and that sounds absolutely terrifying because of the pattern. So we'll leave Charlotte for the end and we'll start off with Lulu. And guys, I'm terrified. I don't remember how I went about this, but we're gonna do our best, and that's what matters because our mom is gonna be proud of us anyways. Bam, white desk, safe. Yeah, so I mentioned that I have my Ohuhu markers, which I'll be using today, and I'm gonna be using Micron fine tip pens. And then for the pencil crayons, it's really nothing fancy. It's literally just the brand of my art store that I have nearby here, and I actually like them a lot. I think they work actually a lot better than the old Faber-Castell that I have and stuff like that. So I'll be using the DeSerres brand, which is again the brand of my nearby art store. I think they work great, so we'll be doing that. What's funny is that for the first ones, I did both of those in like 2 hours. So like 1 hour for each, and now I don't know where that skill went. It has disappeared. So I'm so nervous. I may jump into voiceover at this point because I just want to be able to really focus on making this good. So if voiceover me pops up, that's why. Anyways, see you guys in a bit. Hello, it is me in voiceover version once again, as I mentioned. And we are starting on the process of making these 2 other chicken portraits. Guys, I was so nervous. I know I sound pretty monotone in the beginning of this video because I was half asleep while doing this, and it was really on a whim that I decided to record my process. But I'm really glad I did actually, because I really do love making these type of videos of just like doing an art piece and sharing the process with you guys, and we figure things out as we go. And it made me happy to be able to do so. But yeah, this was definitely something I had done once before in the past, and I got really surprisingly nice results. I was very proud of them. But I didn't really remember how everything kind of went for the second batch of portraits, because I was dumb and decided to do them, you know, months in between. But anyways, it's fine. But yes, as I mentioned, I start off with a base of my Ohuhu markers. I have 2 different sets. I have the skin tone set, which is the brush pens that you see me using right now. And then I have the regular chisel and fine tip pen set, or not pens, but like marker set. I actually got the first like colorful set years ago, before they were even available on Amazon, before they were even available like anywhere. I had to get them like black market style off of like eBay for like 3 times the price. Anyways, it was so worth it though. I love these markers and cannot recommend them enough. But anyways, it was very fun to find brush tip markers on Amazon for, you know, about the same price. Love that they're a lot more accessible now, so that is noted. And yeah, so as I said, doing a base with markers where I really set out my different tones for what I see within the reference picture. Here it is again. I really can I realized in order to do like realism little portraits or scenes or whatever, I realized that art and what we see, everything is kind of like an illusion, right? Especially when it's recreated with an art. It is an illusion of what the reality actually is. And what I mean by that is that sure, you can see what it's supposed to be, like, oh, that is a tree with sunlight on the right-hand side going through the leaves. That is what the illusion is looking like. That's what it looks like. It looks real. It is what it is. But then when you really look at the core portions of it, you can see, okay, this area is a light green, this area is a dark green, this area is a brown with like some white streaks to it and all that kind of stuff. So it's to really sit down and assess like your tones and colors and values, hues, blah, 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 all the color theory stuff that I know nothing about and I'm pretending that I actually know anything about. And really like sitting down and like plotting that out. And that's what I did with the markers. So I really like plotted out first my base colors of tones. So I did my base of pink for the comb, a little bit of brown for the beak, and then like a light beige brown for the background color of the chicken. And then I added that darker brown and like caramel brown on top in order to start off that texture that I needed for her feathers. And then further on from that, I just took my pencil crayons and I started adding in more texture, more little feather situations, and just blocking it out more and more and just slowly detailing it piece by piece. So once I realized that basically what we see in art is all just an illusion of what we want it to be, that really helped me kind of like click that part of my brain being like, oh, so that's how people do that kind of stuff. At least I assume so. That's how it works for me. And also, funnily enough, the artist that helped me realize this was Bob Ross. Because there's this Bob Ross channel on Twitch, and they just just show his videos of him painting like this beautiful scenery within 10 minutes, like 10 to 20 minutes, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But then I can see how going from a white canvas, just adding like a little bit of gray with this one palette knife just turns it into this mountainside, and then you add a little bit of white to have like that light and snow on one side and then like the darker side, and then it's all just like an illusion of like 3 different like brush or paint palette knife strokes, and suddenly you have this super realistic looking mountain. So that is what really helped me like click it in my brain of like, I can't look at it as a whole. I need to look at it within like its individual parts of like the light parts, the dark parts, and I'm doing a terrible job explaining this, but if you understand what I mean, then you know. And for those that are still figuring it out, I promise if you start shifting the way that you look at it, it'll go better. Sometimes in order to like really get that reference accurate, like turn it upside down. That is a trick that my art teacher in high school like taught me, and that really did help me for a lot of projects. Of course, it doesn't work for everyone, but in terms of like for me personally, I think that has really helped me with my art journey. And it's been fun to kind of see how that gets applied nowadays and how I'm able to create pieces like this and just like slowly detail things and, you know, just really be able to like assess those different parts and analyze them properly. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, as I was making these, I was obviously very judgmental of myself and not entirely happy of how everything came out, because they weren't as accurate as the first 2 portraits that I made, especially this one that I'm working on right now. It turned out like way too dark compared to her actual coloring. But overall, like now that I look at it now, like I'm recording this voiceover like the day before this video goes up, so hi. I'm actually overall happy with the skills I was able to put out and the quality that I was able to create. Yes, they're not entirely accurate to how my chickens look like because I know them very well, but we can clearly see this is a realistic chicken, you know? So the vibe is there. But yeah, once you get like those base tones down with the markers and a little bit of the pencil crayons, it's all about layering, 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 layering over and over and over again about like where the darker spots are, where the lighter spots are, like any like, you know, specific little hinting areas of like lighter and darker for texture also. So that's why I like to go in with this white gel pen and kind of like smudge it out a bit. Sometimes I go back over it with a lighter colored brush pen in order to like tone down the white a little bit or like make it a bit warmer, or with pencil crayon. You're gonna see me do that in a moment. There we go. But yeah, it just like really helps give more of like that dimension as well, and like bring highlights to certain areas. And I don't know, I just really love white gel pens. I really love this little trio of art supplies that I've been using lately. So it's just the marker base with the pencil crayons on top and the white gel pen. And if you've heard a couple of my past videos, I hate using pencil crayons. I really do. But I'm really starting to like them when I use them like this. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, you're gonna hear me in real time a little bit in a couple seconds here, and I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the piece, and then we'll jump into the second one. So see you guys again in a bit. So this is what we ended up with. It's a warm-up for sure. It's not as accurate looking as the other two that I've done before. It's definitely a little bit too dark. I feel like I struggle a little bit with like getting my colors right for this one this time. But I think it still has her vibe a little bit. I just got a bit lost in this section here. It got a little bit too dark, and like the pencil crayon's like too thick for me to go and make more details, I feel like. Again, it's like very compact already with color and residue and whatnot. So that's a little bit of a letdown. But the shape of her comb and everything is still there, and her little white bit here, and then her weird sectioned off feathers, which looks strange, but that's also what I see in the picture. She's just a silly little chicken with some weird growing feathers. But yeah, it's good enough. It'll fit with the set, so that's good. Next up, we're gonna do that scary different looking pattern one, which I think I'm gonna go and try and make the pattern as accurately as possible with pencil first, and then I can go in, do a basic wash of a color. I don't really have that great of a brush pen that has like the colder base that I need, so I'm gonna have to go in with just either probably a chisel tip in order to do that first layer, which doesn't usually work out great for me, but that's okay, we're gonna try anyways. And yeah. Okay, part 2, let's go. And so we embark on the journey of starting the very second portrait, and this one was very scary because again, as I had said, the other two portraits I have done have been like in the warm tones with the browns and the yellows and that kind of stuff. So doing this with like a very specific looking pattern that I did not understand how it worked was very scary, but I did end up figuring it out, and I kind of like did like these guidelines of how like the pattern kind of wrapped around her body, and then I figured out that all of the black little parts of the pattern were just like the end of the feathers, so that kind of helped me figure it out. But spoiler alert, my storage on my phone, which is how I record all my videos, ended up getting a bit full, so we only have the very beginning part of the creation process of this, and I'm so sad because I wish I could share the entire thing. I could always make another video of making another portrait if you guys want, let me know. But yeah, unfortunately it gets cut pretty soon here, so I'm very, very sad about that. So I'm really sorry about that, but again, it's kind of like the whole same technique of just layering, putting down your base colors, layering, getting your tones right, and just doing your best. I actually ended up using like too much of a dark base layer here for like the around the eyes and stuff, but anyways, here are the final two portraits. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh no, the camera stopped recording because my storage is a bit full, so I'm gonna have to finish this really quickly, but I kind of missed out on the whole creation part of this. I think it's okay, could be worse, but it's somewhat accurate, I think. But yes, anyways, I will sign it in a little bit, but I just wanted to finish off the video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what you think. If you have any tips on better drawing birds, let me know. If you have any other animals that you want me to try to draw and color and do this type of style, let me know too. I would love to try more and experiment. And yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Bye guys.